I say, whoa now, y'all. It's your man's another Toothless Wonder back with another installment on the Bamboozle Again News Network. And I ain't really got no talking point. I'ma just hop on this junk and just talk on my little ride back with some free-flowing thoughts, right? Where do I begin? And it'd be kind of hard because I be having all these disjointed, just various thoughts, going through my head. Especially now, right? Now, again, it super duper snowed here in Maryland. So it's just kind of getting back to normal. But I ain't even really feeling it. I've been really doing a lot of sleeping, a lot of eating, a lot of praying, you know what I'm saying? Not that anything particularly wrong. And I remember this going into the new year of 23, where I was sitting on the step after I got off work. And I'm like, everything with me was all right, finance, striving towards certain goals and whatnot, you understand? I'm like, why I feel so heavy? Like I feel sorrowful. And I think periodically I go through these like a 3-day period or a week. It was like that at the beginning of 2023 where I just feel this spiritual heaviness. You know what I mean? And then I start doing what I like to call a total recall. Now, granted, everything trending, everything copacetic. You know what I'm saying? Whatever, things looking up, promising endeavors, whatever you want to call it. But then I just be getting irritated. Like I said, I go through a total recall, and I'm like, darn, Joe. I'm thinking about old friend, or I'm just thinking about the life journey. And I'm like, I remember this missed opportunity. These folk played with me. You know what I'm saying? The years of destitution and trying to find my way, and the various harlots that I've been privy to, the women that I personally dealt with. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, ugh. Now I've overcome it, but it's just like, darn, Joe, this is not the way I thought life would go. Granted, I understand, stuff happened. But, if you're say, let's use this chosen one talking point, the first order of business that you're chosen for is to suffer. That's all I know. I remember when I did get the breakthrough a couple years ago, right? I had been suffering for so long. I always had something to fight. Something circumstantially, or a person coming against me, or whatever the case may be, that when I was actually comfortable, like, it made me uncomfortable. I'm like, ain't nothing to fight, like, it was great. I had prayed for it, but then once I attained it, it made me uncomfortable because I had been in a space of fighting and counter punching and taking this on the chin for so long. It was kind of weird not being in that space, even though that's what I prayed for and that's what I wanted. You know what I mean? I'm just remembering all that. I'm like, ugh. And then I'm just various, things coming in my life now. And then I'm like overly questioning, what it is. Because a lot of times for me, what it looked like ain't what it appears to be. Or what seems promising falls, like the bottom fall out. Or, you know what I'm saying? And then all the bad stuff gives me some new spiritual ability or characteristic I previously didn't hone and all that. You know what I'm saying? And then, I've kind of dialed it back from social media to some degree because every time you turn around, it's some old wacky, wild Kool-Aid style stuff going on. You know what I mean? I got a sister in the San Diego area, right? So I get the little news reports about the California or the Los Angeles fires, right? So I don't know how close LA is to San Diego, but I just check on it anyway, you know what I mean? We're like a month apart, and I ain't seen her since high school. We're in our 40s now. So I seen the news or whatever, and then I guess somebody posted a picture of the sunrise. It looked like a scene from the video game Fallout. Like I'm hearing, like they telling people come outside with gas mask on, and you know what I mean? Then I'm delving deeper, and then they saying, I guess last year, like they cut the firefighters' budget. You know what I mean? Like the fire hydrants weren't on. They're supposed to make LA like New York, one of them smart 15-minute cities or whatever. So I text myself, I'm like, you ever thought about getting on up out of Dodge? She's like, no. Like, why would I do that? What you mean, why? Because it looked like Beelzebub kingdom around that junk. That's why. Granted, I gotta understand everybody don't think like me. But let me see some old wacky wild stuff here where I live at. Of course, I'm petitioning the Most High. But man, I'm not for who and they, like, this is the reality we live in. And now I'm getting to this point where I'm starting to question, I mean, I know it's reality, right? But, and, the talk of it being a simulation to make sure I get all that. But, I used to think, before I discovered, like, the talking point of NPCs and stuff like that, like, I thought everybody had a soul. That what used to kind of, because I kind of grew up real old-fashioned and, like, I was real pure and innocent, you know what I mean? I might do some little dumb stuff like turn the TV up too loud, watching wrestling or something. But I was pretty much a good kid, right? I never forget the time, I guess I was in, like, late elementary school and went to Philadelphia to see the, the little Liberty Bell and whatnot and all that there. And I'll never forget, this might want to be one of my earliest memories. We walking down the boulevard, and I can see the little man sitting on the step, and it, I don't know if he's homeless, but it looked like he down bad for someone who ain't really been in society like nothing other than school and church at that point. And that wasn't what amazed me, right? It was the fact I see this bustling city street, and everybody just walked past him, and I was totally perplexed. And I think I tugged on my chaperone, whoever was with me. I'm like, why ain't nobody helping that man? Like, it didn't make no sense to me. I thought everybody loved each other. Granted, I kind of grew up, way in the country on a family plot of land. So it wasn't like I seen, the neighbors across the street arguing or, the people down the road hustling. When I used to watch TV, I thought that was stuff people came up with their imagination because growing up, where I grew up at, there's not a whole lot of visual stimuli. So it gave me the ability to have like a vivid imagination. So I thought that was just stuff people came up with in their mind and then made it on TV. I didn't know that was based on real stuff. Man, dope. Sometimes, I feel like I wish I could just, unzip this vessel, right, and float up to like the heavenly libraries and just study there and fly around the different planets or dimensions and explore the vastness of the mind of the Most High and whatever he created in that jump. Because I don't care, right? But when I'm in this space, everything be irritating. You know what I'm saying? Like, I seen the clip of, I guess in New York, they just started congestion pricing, which in layman's term means, you got the little toll bridge or whatever the case may be. So when you drive past a certain road during, as they say, peak time, which is when everybody on the road either coming from work, going to work, then they charging you $9. And it made me mad. I'm like, and these the people we electing, and they just keep coming up with now you charge me to do what I gotta do anyway, like what they call that, a service fee. I gotta pay you to pay you. Then I'm saying, you know what I mean? The various clips of the Fox Sports debacle joint and all that there, and it make me mad because I likes to believe, and then like say when I was younger, right? Now I don't see a whole lot, but my brain is easily stimulated by what it like, right? So I think Saturday, back in the day when we used to have them old kung fu movies and the man talking and the mouth doing like that, but ain't nothing coming out. And then it used to be like old westerns, because we only had like 4 channels. And then the last show come on at night would be MASH, and then you get the boo to the news come on like 5:30, 6 o'clock, whatever. So Saturday, I think I caught, I don't know who he was, but he was one of them black exploitation player type dudes, Huggy Bear or Willie Dynamite or somebody. And once I laid my eyeballs upon Cuz, I said, oh, my brain said, we like that. He smooth, he cool. He, you know what I'm saying? He beat people up, and, you know what I'm saying? Then go back to Mac. I said, that's why I want to be. I ain't never seen nothing like it before. I said, oh, there it is. Now we in this space, we're down there in a quasi prostitute culture. You know what I'm saying? Like I was talking to my man, he from Baltimore. I don't personally know him, but he's actually from out west. And it's a little different culture out there. So me and him were just talking about all, like I'm thinking when I went over there for treatment, again, having stuff fixed up in my mind. So I'm thinking I'm eventually doing Gulliver's Travels, I'm going to see some real Willie Dynamite type player type dudes, real smooth, somebody you can soak the game up from and all that. Man, I was thoroughly disappointed. All them brothers were talking about tricking. And then at the same time, then the next day they talking about, why the women treating them like this, or she won't help me do nothing. And I'm like, and I'm from the country. So I'm like, big city, I'm scratching my nugget like, yo, what do you expect to happen, yo? you ain't no good unless you got some bread, and you can't talk to nobody unless your pocket fat and all that. Whatever happened to just getting them off the strength of you? That's almost like, it's not even a talking point anymore in this gynocentric trick culture we live in. And it disgusts me. So then when I seen the whole skip, now we just getting, and you know how evil and wickedness don't have no limits unless something stop it, right? Darn, they still got snow on this road. It's crazy. But the man Skip offered the woman $1.5 million to hit, and she turned him down. You know what that guy, how can you, and then look at how that, okay, now it come out. I know your wife looking at you good and simple. I can only imagine what she's said to Skip Bailey. You offered that one 1.5, you know what I'm saying? Depending on who she is and how she want to carry, she might just divorce the man and take 1.5 million just off the sheer spite. You know what I mean? But how you offer a woman in a trick culture, how you offer a woman 1.5 million and still can't get the love? Man, this is insane, Joe. You know what I mean? I understand the casting couch and this, that, and the third. But that's why I think, like, a lot of time, like, I'll have these spiritual things, like, I don't want food with this, I don't want somebody calling in. I don't want food with this. I don't want food with this, I don't want food with that. But not really have a whole lot of information as to why I don't want food with it. But then later on come to discover, most of your 9-to-5 work, these corporate jobs, the same stuff going on. Man, they everybody married, everybody splacking. I mean, just jump. I mean, it's just so crazy. Like, I'm a little particular about who I share my body with. I don't want a whole bunch of co-mingling of the spirits and the DNA, you understand me? Knowing, here in Babylon, because you can't fault Babylon for Babylon, the average person you meet is promiscuous and carrying a bunch of evil spirits on them. You know what I'm saying? Word up. And they just flagging like it's... And then I'm thinking, even when I was younger, like, I ain't even had to know the man. Let's say, hypothetically, you know what I'm saying, I'm talking to Shorty, and then she say, oh, I got a man. That's the end of the situation. I don't have to know him. Because then here it is. You go, you know what I'm saying, she got... And it's probably... And this is the crazy part. She probably easier to smash. But then whereas though, if you think deeper, you know what I'm saying, whoever she with, now you gotta be concerned, because he might like stick it up in main man, then he put it in her, then you go behind him and put it in her. Now all of a sudden you wondering why you feel flimsy all of a sudden, or, you know, it's just too much, yo. Sometimes and I just want to abide in the shelter of the Most High mentally, because sometimes I need a break from this world. What was that Big Crit song? I think he redid, or he looped the Marsh saying, I need your energy. This world is killing me. Then I go around my homie Lokes. They ain't talking about nothing. You know what I'm saying? The rare time I do that, they still complaining about the same stuff. Ain't nobody putting up their piece of fight. You know what I mean? The churches, I don't even understand. Well, yeah, I do. Because I'm of the belief now that if you still go to the Christian black, unless you like 70 just out of tradition, because that's like a social grouping now, you know what I mean? And y'all just stay around each other because everybody's starting to leave Earth slowly but surely. You got to be an NPC or just totally gone going to church. Where's the improvement in you, the community, anything? Man, it's so wild. I seen after T.D. Jakes came up, you know, played his little Lazarus role. He was asking, I guess, his parishioners for what, $2,025 for the new year. This is what make. Yo, tell him why you mad, son. Tell him why you mad, B. This man is probably worth 7-8 figures, right? And got the nerve to ask everybody else for $2,000. Come on, man. And they go for it. That's the tripping part. It make me mad. I don't care. But I'm starting to be repelled or angered by stupidity. Not a stupid act or you did something dumb or what. It's just the mindset of stupidity. and how prideful. It's so crazy how the stupid are prideful. You know what I mean? You'll brag about the fact you gave a You'll brag about the fact you gave a multi-millionaire $2,000 in this economic climate. Then I'll be seeing these videos. I'm just talking. I'll be seeing these videos, these various brothers, they pull up in the nice car, the Lamborghini, and the woman out there scantily clad and all this head, and she initially reject him till he hop in his car. Then now she want to talk and all that. And I get it, it's for views but what is the purpose of doing all that? You should already know what she hitting for. And it's like 1,000 up. Like the rhetoric as far as this whole dating thing, it's so asinine, I don't even participate. Because, the one of the fornication of Babylon got everybody in a drunken stupor, if you ask me. And I'm kind of getting tired of social media. Because everybody lying or arguing or they talking about the problem. We never implement the solution. Blame shifting. You know what I'm saying? Trying to knock the next man. Like I said, and I know it's kind of Hollywood, but at the same time, I can correlate what happened in Hollywood or the celebrity world, and I see it in my own personal life or around people I personally know. That's why I'm not big on social groups, because I'm assuming Cameron and his man Jim Jones, they beefing now and all this here. That's his right-hand man since they first started out. But yet somebody, and I always talk about this, somebody else can offer opportunity. And now you and the dude you got all this experience with is now beefing behind somebody who offered an opportunity. We act like women now. So I understand, you have issues, you hash it out and hammer it out. But in this social media era, everybody coming to the internet, with their internal beefs, with their childhood friend. And somebody else dangle the opportunity, some finance, and you jump ship and go over. I always thought you supposed to bang with the folk you come in with. Or take like Outcast. Okay, you got your own, you my mans and them. You want to go make movies. But we still click tight and can't nobody down talk media. You know what I'm saying? I'll be honest, yo. I'm so sick of Babylon. To the point, I was talking to somebody last night, and I talked about what I ate. And I said I probably knowingly ate poison and can't do nothing about it. Granted, the words, if you drink any poisonous thing, it by no means harm you, and you take up vipers, and not to minimalize the word, right? But just not the beginning of knowledge is truly sorrowful. It's sorrowful knowing you might see an attractive sister and know her mind gone. You know what I'm saying? It's like that. What's that movie They Live, where my man put on a glass and he really sees stuff for what it is? You know what I'm saying? So the attractive sister, he put the glasses on, she's actually like a demon, like a hideous looking demon. You know what I'm saying? Or you see your homeboy, you put the glasses on, and then you can see the envy and the hate behind the smiling face. This is crazy. I really feel like I'm in a simulation at this point. I wonder if the disciples felt like this, yo. Did the disciples or the people, let's say after the fact, during the Maccabean era, did they have chosen ones talking points? You know what I'm saying? Were they talking this rhetoric about breakthroughs and, you know what I'm saying? I'm just curious. Now I understand the chosen ones as far as scripturally speaking, but it seemed like to me this chosen ones talking point has become like group consciousness. It's a thing because everybody has made it a thing because everybody's talking about it. Which goes back, I guess, eventually, if we look at the story of Joseph or David and, those people. But now we're in a new dispensation, right? We're in the New Testament grace, and so even though you still, from my understanding, you're supposed to still adhere to the law, statutes, and commandments, right? But it's hard to explain. Are we really looking at this breakthrough stuff? Because if they're gonna, let's say it's financial, right? How long is that gonna last when they plan on making all the money digital? And if you're a so-say believer in Christ, you ain't gonna be a part of that system. I'm just, I'm back philosophizing, right? Or I know in Egypt they left out with plenty goods and things of that nature, and it's supposed to be the second go round like that there, right? And And I ain't gonna try to get into how Most High gonna do it, because I'm not even qualified. And I don't think no man know, be honest with you. That's where I guess the faith coming at, and, turn till he come, and so on and so forth. But it's just hard for me, being who I'm is, to know everything fake and participate or deal with it. Like, when I go through these various money-making endeavors, I know I'm getting paid in something that they're purposely going to make lose value. Like, let's say I got a record deal. Instead of signing me for $1 million, right? Get me an off-the-grid mini home on the Arizona-Mexican border and give me $40,000 worth of gold and some choppers. Then I'll sign. You know what I'm saying? I don't want no money. And then with all that, I can make them money and sustain and do whatever. You know what I'm saying? Oh, boy, captivity, boy. I can understand now how they cried out in Egypt, boy. But like I said, when we got in the wilderness, we so under this Stockholm syndrome or whatever the case may be. The average person will say the exact same thing I'm doing, get out of it, and they can't get no DoorDash, or they can't, pay $20 for some sacks and all that, and won't know what to do with themselves. We're not used to doing right. Anything too much like right is wrong for us. You know what I'm saying? Just like I was imagining my mom. Let's say we all together on a plot of land and do, right? Or just the average black person, right? Not necessarily chosen or nothing. You just on a plot of land. We're going to end up destroying ourselves out there because everybody used to being sneaky or jugging. It's not only a talking point. That stuff done sunk down in folks' soul. You know what I'm saying? Like they say, like the wicked can't sleep until they do wicked. You know what I mean? I can have the best situation, but I don't feel right until I try somebody's goodness. That's another thing I'm not really going through. But when my man asked me for the $15, say he's gonna pay me back. Now it's principalities of this, Smokey. When he said he's gonna pay me back, and I already knew I wasn't gonna hear nothing from him. You know what I'm saying? Granted, it's only $15. You said it's for DoorDash, so you could have made that whatever. But the brother had the nerve, as I'm on, in the inbox hollering at another homie. Oh, man, not say, oh, what's up, cuz? He didn't say, oh, man, about what he had said out of his mouth. The first thing he hollered out, and my brain felt disrespected, I need you again. And then, 3 seconds later, he was like, and this will be the last time. You right, it is going to be the last time. Because I'm ready to block it to make it the last time. This ain't, who that, Jodeci them or Keith Sweat make it last. Nah, this right to be over with. You know what I'm saying? And then it's so crazy, it's so flip-floppity here, whereas though, you can do right by somebody, and then they'll try to, carry you or see how, no, I mean it like this. You can do right by, now everybody say everybody done did them wrong, right? And it has to be a spiritual thing to this. You meet somebody who by action show they got their best interests at heart, or they got love for you, or they willing to help out, right? And instead of being a good steward of that, you try to take advantage of it. And then next thing you know, when they cut you out, then you hum about, man, I'm all by myself out here. It might be because of how you treat decent folk in your life. This is the same brother, right? Because we slept in the same dorm, right? When we was in treatment. And I don't know why this stuck with me. But I'm laid back playing Pinochle on my phone, you know what I'm saying? So him and another homie or a couple brothers, they having a conversation. Now, I don't be ear hustling, but my ears do work, right? So they were talking about females or something. He said, yo, I don't like no female unless she argue with me and this, that, and the third. And my brain kind of twisted inside my head. And I'm thinking to myself, now I'm early in my journey, but I'm like, that's saying something. You mean tell me you don't want no woman unless she make it hard and difficult and she combative? But again, we, especially here in Babylon, and especially I would like to believe in a lot of these urbanized, democratic, northern cities. And I heard my man, Thinking Man's Templar, say this, and when he said it, it dawned on me. If you in one of those areas, you may never experience, as a black man, you may never experience a feminine black woman. Because they're not programmed to do so. They're programmed to be adversarial to you. I ain't talking about sisters who, going towards the Most High. I'm talking about these sisters in the world who all over the place. Again, I use Biggie verse. All these 304s, I got to like one. It's almost like the adversary has like sold the game up. Like there's nowhere to turn other than to the Most High. You can't, find solace in your woman. You know what I'm saying? Because as soon as you show any, now we're all human, right? So we all got weaknesses, vulnerabilities, seasons of life. As soon as you show that, she ready to exploit it. It's like the woman. I'm just saying, the Babylonian woman has now become almost Black Widow-esque. You know what I mean? Like she's looking to harvest souls. She's looking to, grape you through the court system. You know what I'm saying? I got a personal situation as far as custody where they're making false statements to, state agencies that they know are false. But I'm thinking in my mind, like, you putting, potential, ramifications or consequences, but you don't care about how it can blow back on you if this is found out, which it will be. You're willing to go those lengths just to try to hinder me from doing what's right and raising my child as I deem fit. You know what I'm saying? And meanwhile, all the monkey stuff that went on under your roof. I'm like, wow. Like, I know Shawty was woo, right? But again, I'm like, yo, I'm thinking anybody can turn. I guess they can, but I'm like, yo, they ain't that, or they, I would like to think they ain't gonna do but so much. Shoot. I don't put nothing past nobody at this point in time. Not because I'm scorned or, I'm unhealed. It's because I'm able to effectively deal with reality. Like the De La Soul song, welcome to reality. Sometimes it's hard. You know what I mean? Reality, a hell of a drug. And then, like I say, you have to kind of cleave to the Most High. Spiritually, you know what I'm saying? Like, I can, prepare, prep, get a 3D printer and molds and, manufacture ghost guns and all that. But then my house get hit by a meteorite. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can prepare, and I'm all for such. But not preparing and putting all your faith in prep. You know what I'm saying? Or putting all your faith in really anything in this world. You know what I mean? Now I understand to a great degree where it say, store up your treasures in heaven, where, the moth and I'm paraphrasing again, can't corrupt and destroy. You know what I'm saying? Because you can bury $1 million and get, you know what I'm saying? Then it might mildew, or, say, like, I buy gold and silver when I can or whatever. But let's say in an SHTS situation, how do you use gold to, you know what I'm saying? When in probably one of them situations, like Mad Max again, your whatever skills you have, whatever knowledge you have, your resources actually makes you wealthy, or increases in value rather. You know what I mean? Like in jail, soups are valuable, but on the street they 30 cents. But in jail, prison, whatever, it's a means of currency exchange. I can pay somebody with 30-cent soups, and it's considered valuable there. The value system here is off. The things that should be valuable are dismissed. And the things they, program us to value actually have none. Like, you can buy a pair of $200 Jordans, but it probably only costs $5 to make in Thailand. You're not even necessarily even paying for the quality. You're paying for the right to put on the name. Hence, name brand. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, boy, it's real in the battlefield, baby. Now, suppose we're supposed to get hit with another 1 to 5 inches, I think Friday night and Saturday morning. But I'm going to take this opportunity to fall back, to rest, to not reflect, recalibrate. You know what I'm saying? Cleave to the Most High. Because normally doing my daily due, like I'm running around, I'm multitasking, and I handle my business and all that. But just like, what's that I want to say Proverbs. There's a time to harvest. You know what I mean? There's a time to plant. There's a time for peace, time for war. So I'm operating in just spiritually, with my spiritual instinct, understanding what time I'm in and moving accordingly. You bills paid, things copacetic, you know what I mean? Just go ahead and fall back, yo. Just chill, be easy with yourself, water. Because if things go the way they're supposed to go, it's about to turn up, you know what I'm saying? So I want to be able to, reflect on what I've learned, cast off some things, that aren't necessary, like old attachments. And I'll end on this, right? And this is of the utmost importance. The Most High say, or Yeshua say, if any man love mother, son, father more than me, they're not worthy of me. And that a man's enemies will rob from his own household. It reminds me of the scene in The Matrix, right? Now, when Neo was just regular dude working, he can just feel something off, right? But ain't nothing really messing with him other than him having this instinct like, yo, it's got to be more than this, da-da-da. So based on that, I believe, let's say heaven, which would be the people outside the Matrix, right? They start watching him. They said they've been watching him for a minute. So eventually, he goes down that path of taking the red pill, it's the red pill, right? Yeah. So then he don't understand them. He's like, I'm the one, me? I ain't nobody. But not realizing now the simulation or the Matrix is hell-bent on destroying him. So as he continues to grow and evolve, the attacks become greater. Like right before they try, like he's starting to really like, yo, I think I'm his, or he's getting certain skills and all that. Like the time he was on the roof and they had to get off, but it was a helicopter up there and he had never flown a helicopter. Then he got the download from outside the Matrix, and then now all of a sudden he got the ability to do something he's never done. Message, because it was a necessity. But right before it really get jiggy with him, like he's running through, they're chasing him or whatever the case may be. And then they started like hacking into people, like regular people on the sidewalk or whatever. The one thing, I think he run through some old woman apartment. And then she, Agent Smith jumps into her demonic spirit and throws the knife at him to try to stop him. But once he finally figures out the Matrix and starts seeing everything in ones and zeros, the thing that seems so powerful and this, that, and the third can't do nothing with him. To the point where he looking somewhere else and blocking all these, fiery darts, if I want to tie it into the word, you know what I mean? And back to the whole attachment thing, I can feel like even Lord, and he ain't coming outright, it's more subtle. So now I'm doing a audit of people that have my ability to contact me, so on and so forth. And if they make me want it all, I'm cutting them off. You know what I'm saying? Because he don't necessarily have to just outright destroy you. Just distract you a little bit. Because if you're distracted, you're not looking in the place and headed towards the direction the Most High would have you. So it'll come real subtly. You know what I'm saying? Whether main man asked me for $15, then ask me again. Again, using your heart against you. But again, in reciprocal action, it's not like I got a situation and I can get some good insight from this brother. You know what I'm saying? Or I'm just auditing everybody at this point. Like I got home, they ain't did nothing, but I'm tired of talking to them. You must like it, so it is what it is. And I'm starting to feel like even like my sister are NPCs. Can they wake up? Can they like I've heard it from my man SRBG, where it's like a low vibra as they call it, because I was a low vibra for the longest, can become high vibrational. But I'm really starting to doubt if the vast majority of the world is filled with NPCs, right? Can they wake up? Because they can be hacked and, you know what I'm saying? And I can deal with it. But if I ain't got to, I'm going to choose not to. Because I don't know. I got energy, but I just don't have the energy to fight battles that I know I should be beyond, if that make any sense. Like, man, my father don't really speak because of, like, political stuff. Or like, the Jab Babylon, that type. Like, he gonna do whatever the government say. Like, he think Almighty Whitey gonna save him. You know what I'm saying? That's so crazy to me. You know what I'm saying? Or he's like the old Democratic Negro, and he probably voted for Kamala, which that is whatever it is. But it's just like, I done wrote him off. Now, granted, if he need me, I'll still honor my father, my mother. You know what I'm saying? But having, like, desiring a relationship and all that, you know what I mean? For what? And he's, and especially in my early 20s, boy, I was terrible pops. You know what I'm saying? But I have redeemed myself. Not to negate, oh, well, I'm better now, so you should forgive me. But I try to, they say true forgiveness is changed behavior. So when, white folk phased him into retirement, because he worked on the Fort Meade Army base as a civilian contractor for like the wastewater plant. White man phased him into retirement. He got depressed. I was taking care of him. But then when I broke my neck and all his head, man, the lengths that man went through to, like kind of, how they do it, a smear campaign, tell a bunch of people he don't know I'm so terrible, so they won't fool with me, so he feel like he can better control me or get a perceived outcome, which was a lawsuit. You know what I mean? And it was just wild. Like, just say like, God damn, because I couldn't imagine. Granted, a lot of times I tend to judge stuff by how I would do it. So I don't care if I was a bum on the street. I just couldn't see no situation where I would hate on my son or not try to put him in position but I guess, when you're the black sheep, or I've understood this better spiritually, that's gonna happen. You know what I mean? And that's why a lot of times, we're kind of deficient, because we do lack knowledge. Or we are like sheep. Like sheep are like peaceful and they don't cause any harm to anybody, or they just be sheep. You know what I'm saying? That's why we have to be protected by the shepherd. And then I've adopted certain counter tactics in my past to keep the wolves at bay, or let them know, like, no, this ain't gonna keep happening, because if it do, I'm gonna get devoured. You know what I mean? Like my man 607 Unc said, and I get it when he say this. He say, I'm half Illuminati, I'm half street. Man, I understand how the power system works. You know what I'm saying? But I grew up in the streets, so I know how to play with both sides. But I don't belong to neither one of them. You know what I'm saying? And I guess that parallels the word when it says, my people perish due to lack of knowledge and vision. You know what I'm saying? So my vision is whatever the Most High's is. And the knowledge I get initially when I get these various downloads, doesn't like, God darn, Joe. Because I used to live like, especially when I was young, with I'm going to play backy ball, and then I'm going to go work somewhere, and then you get the 2.5 kids with the white picket fence. And then you start understanding the debt-based society and these various programs and feminism and the fake monetary system. You're like, my God, the fake religious systems and the occult and new age crap and the black bamboozlers and, the prison industrial complex, the education, the prison pipeline and all. You're like, God darn, what is there for me to fool with? You know what I mean? Because no matter what kind of group I'm in, I'm going to stick out. Or then I'll have to go through these various, trying to set you up or testing you and trying you and all that. And I'd rather not even deal with it. Not that I can't, I'm just tired of it. Where are the halfway decent people at? I know the chosen are spread apart. At what point do we come together, and how? Does it happen online or through YouTube or just random occurrences and so on and so forth? Because I'm tired of dealing with the world. It don't do nothing for me. It don't make me mad or nothing. It just, I can almost like take the words out of people's mouth once I'm around them for a hot second. You know what I mean? Like, I already know what you're going to say. I already know what you believe. I already know how you're going to respond. Just like I thought about it made me mad, right? And I've done this before. Now, granted, because of, my spiritual inklings, right? And I think the old job tried to set me up, but I went on here, got out of Dodge, and they got mad at me. You ever notice that? When people try to F you over and then it don't work, they get mad with you like I'm just supposed to let you do that. And I think that's why they brought me back the second time, to see if they could test me or get me to concede, because now they know I know all this stuff, right? Or that I'm different, or I have some type of moral standard, you understand me? So then all this wacky wild stuff get to happening, and my work dog try to, she doing all this sexual stuff, and I said, man, I'm gone, bro. I'm out of here. So again, nothing happened to me because I got enough sense to detach. I don't care what it is, right? Once I perceive it, I'm gone. You know what I mean? But then the people who didn't have that ability will tell me certain stuff, then I can verify to be true. And then I go against the witchcraft practitioners, the sisterhood, the Jewish organization, all by my lonely, one man gang junior. But then I turn around and look, the people who have been hurt ain't fighting. I'm taking up the cause for some people who ain't willing to fight for themselves or at least be supportive. Nah, you know what? Never mind, yo. That's dead. That's dead. You know what I mean? Like I'm somebody, like second board. You know what I mean? Man, what you think this is? Again, using, because whoever you, like, if you anything like me, you is who you is, and people pick that up. But then, because they don't want to fight the battle, you know what I mean? They try to, like I had my female cousin do this. Like, such and such did whatever, tell me. Then I go, beat on him or whatever the case may be. And then 2-3 days later, they right back together. I've been stopped doing that. The only battles I'm fighting is the one the Most High sent me to on my own personal battle. Everybody's on their own. You know what I mean? Because when I had my verse, I remember one time when I had all that money, right? Phone ringing off the hook. Now, granted, beforehand, that wasn't the case, or I wasn't finding out and all this head. But then when I got everybody called me with a sad story that ain't got nothing to do with me. Mind you, I'm the one still traumatized. I'm the one who still, suffering from grief, loss, and depression, severe depression, all this head. But everybody called me, put their fire out. Then used up all my water putting their fire out. And then when I would ask for a glass of water, I'd never forget the smirk I seen on them people's face, or like I was bothering them or something. Like, nah, again. And it ain't no hate or nothing like that. I just know better now. And I guess, when in the word where it talk about, betrayal and that come with it. Because some stuff now I know better now, but certain stuff you just going to do because of the goodness of your heart. You know what I'm saying? Or you're not going to do certain stuff for the goodness of your heart. And I guess, the adversary will use that against us. So we take it on the chin, you know what I'm saying? And keep it moving. And just become a little wiser to perceive that, because we're not ignorant of the devil's devices. But he crafty, he crafty though, and he's real subtle. You know what I mean? That's why they say you got to put on your whole armor. You know what I'm saying? Because it's not like, let's say, you on the precipice of this proverbial breakthrough, the attack get greater the closer you get to it. And in my personal situation, it don't be the outright attack, because I can, cut it off, recognize or whatever. It be the subtle stuff. It be, the plays on my mind, or over scrolling on Facebook when I got something else to do, when I could be reading or praying, you know what I'm saying? Trying to rock me into just being lethargic. You know what I mean? It's real in the battlefield. This is the greatest war that's ever never talked about, for the most part. It darn sure ain't talked about in the church. That's why I don't go there. You know what I'm saying? I always wonder that. Like, okay, we get these words, and then you'll turn around and make a sermon. I get all that. But how come the pastor man can't tell you how to practically do nothing? I don't never hear the pastor man who have zesty, talk about the pitfalls of modern dating, which we ain't supposed to be doing, because that's the Western construct. You know what I'm saying? I don't see the pastor man, talking about, instead of give TD Jakes, everybody give me $2,025. How about everybody put in $2,025 on this plot of land and you own a piece of it? You know what I'm saying? But 501c3, I get it. And then if you really out there, boy, when you put your hand to the plow, boy, it's a whole lot of work on you. It's just so crazy, right? How, like, say I'm TD Jakes, I can get $2,025 like it ain't nothing. But if I get some land and say let's contribute half of that, ain't nobody gonna bite. It's like we like being bamboozled, or we like. And I've been said this. It's like Negroes, especially Negroes. I'm a Negro. It's like we like being lied to. It's like we hate the truth. You know what I'm saying? Like, if I was gonna be a bamboozler, I'd be one of the greatest ever, you. Because I already know what you want to hear. I'm just tell it to you. You know what I'm saying? But I couldn't do it if I wanted to. Because I don't want to be known for that. And then, after I'm done bamboozling everybody, because I got a bad conscience, how am I going to be able to look myself in the mirror? And then my mom's like, uh-oh. Now I'm be scared to come outside. I'm scared something going to happen. My car going to blow up. I'm going to get hit by one of these drones that's going to fall to the sky right on top of my head, and I'm out of here. You know what I mean? But, man, I was just on this joint ranting, just talking to the folk, But I am planning on going live Tuesday. You know what I'm saying? So on that note, man, thank y'all for listening. I pray for the Most High's intervention in your situations. Like Tupac said, keep your head up, and as always, cover your six. I'm out, baby. Ooh-ah!